We stopped here. Okay, right. If you have any question from the brothers here, priority goes to the brothers. Jazakumullah khairan. We will stop inshallah in 5 minutes to make the Maghrib. You have any? Fadal? I'm going to say the question inshallah after.
The right to the child. For instance, a parent gets it, the right. What about the person who doesn't get it? How does he get to see them?
Okay, what about if this person had taken the custody, one of the parents, how is the other person is able to see it? This is all of it arranged through the judge. The judge will make sure that there will be an equal opportunity. It's not correct, for example, that one parent, he will be, for example, cannot take the child except once a month. That's not correct. He has to be having access, but we have to be suitable. It would be arranged, because these are the things that the tiny details where the shaitan wants to go and make problems here. So the judge will judge in such a way. It could be, for example, the wife, usually when the husband divorces the wife at the time of the Prophet, at the time of the companions, they divorce mutually. It's not divorce forcefully or divorce with war. Each one put the cap of war and declare it upon the other. But khalas, there is no way for us to be partners. Khalas, she will have her husband, and then he will have another wife, and that's it. And the children will be living the proper way. But here, these days, that each one wants to, how he can twist the arm of the other through the courts, and how many thousands of pounds being spent on trying to take the custody of the children and preventing the other partner. So the wives have to be careful, akhi. If the father is a good father in terms, but he's not good with you. He's not, you're not getting on. It means you are bad in terms of not really giving what he wants. Don't you ever deprive the father or to teach, to seek court proceedings in order to prevent the father from seeing the children. Haram. Unless the father, a'udhu billah, he is next to devil or second to shaitan iblis. That's something else. No. Jazakallah khair. I have noticed that the custody of the children in these courts in this country have a lot similar to ours. A lot. And I'm sure that they've taken from Islamic law. When I knew that the 12 years old, that the son is for his mother. If everybody's okay, 12 years old, the custody of the mother. And this is being as well imposed, because the madhab al-Shafi'i imposed in the Muslim countries, 12 years old. Until he's 12, he's with the mother. But his father has got access twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. So some of the laws I have seen, and even I know that when the husband died, I was reading that the English law, they've been trying to know what the Muslims try to say regarding this situation. Why 4 months and 10 days? Why 4 months and 10 days? Not 4 months and 10 days from the moment he dies. SubhanAllah. I don't know how much they adopt, but the thing is that they must have got some laws which has been impacted by Allahu Akbar. Thank you for that question. Anybody?
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat the question again. Yes.
If the wife is more
Wealthier than the husband. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he was married to his wife Zainab, and she was richer than him. So what is the right of his? Well, he's got to want to spend money. But now she wanted to give sadaqah. She heard the Prophet of Allah that he said, I have looked into the fire and I have seen the most inhabitants of the fire are from you, from the women. Tasaddaqna, give sadaqah. So she went home to implement this hadith of the Prophet of Allah because he admonished him. Bring sadaqah. So he took the sadaqah and he saw it. He said, well, we are more entitled for the sadaqah, me and your children. Saying to his wife, Zainab, she's rich. He said, no, hang on, let me ask the Prophet. So she went to the Prophet ﷺ and asked him. He said, yes, your husband and your children are more priority. So she came back and gave them the sadaqah to her children and her husband. But she is not incumbent upon her to spend on that wife. Okay? Regarding Hajj. Hajj will not be compulsory upon the woman until she fulfills the istita'a. From the istita'a, the capability is that she has her own money, which is capable of giving her the hajj. She's not having the right to impose upon her husband to pay her for her hajj, but it will be very good conduct and very good mercy, very good, I would say, kindness from the husband to provide his wife a hajj, especially with him. But it's not incumbent upon her if her husband was wealthy. It's not incumbent upon the husband to make her to make hajj, and it's not doesn't become compulsory upon her to make the hajj because of her husband is what? Rich. If she has got her own money, and if the husband said, no, I'm not going to go with you, and she has got another mahram, then the husband may not prevent her. And she could go with the permission of the judge, and the judge will let her to go. But I would say, why do you want to go to hajj without his consent? You come back and you find your divorce paper waiting for you. Yeah, trouble. So I would say, you as a woman, play it correctly. Maybe he's not right in the mood this year. The following year would be better. But you could as well bring other people to talk to him, inshallah. But he's not supposed to prevent you, because it becomes compulsory. It's like preventing you from praying. Exactly the same. Now, we take from the Zoom. Sheikh Ahmed.
Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh. A sister from Aylesbury wants to know, if a widow is proposed to during her iddah, is that proposal valid?
That proposal is haram from his side. That is not supposed to propose. She should really be in her place of iddah, cannot go out, and she's not supposed to have a direct, explicit statement of proposal. She could have implicit. For example, we say to her, inshallah, as soon as your iddah is finished, I don't think you will have any problem to marry somebody else. Meaning himself. No problem. This is like not a direct one. So, okay, but to have a direct one, وَلَا تُوَعِدُوهُنَّ سِرًّا. Allah says, do not secretly go and give them a rendezvous. Is that the word, rendezvous? Now, tafadhal.
Barakallahu feek. Sister from Aylesbury is asking, does a Christian woman need a wali if she marries a Muslim man?
If a Christian woman marries a Muslim man, does she need a wali?
That's the question, Shaykhi.
Basically, any woman who wants to get married, whether she is thayyib or she is bikr, meaning whether she is virgin or she's been married before, she wants to get married again, she has to have a wali. And the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said, أَيُّمَا امْرَأَةٍ أَنْكَحَتْ نَفْسَهَا مِنْ غَيْرِ وَلِيٍّ فَنِكَاحُهَا بَاطِلٌ بَاطِلٌ بَاطِلٌ. Any woman who she herself married to somebody without a wali, the wali means the guardian, the male closest, which is that in case the marriage was not good, he will be the one who will be affected the most, which is the father. If the father is not there, the grandfather. Grandfather not there, the uncle. If she was married and her son was having, he reached his puberty, he could be as well. And her brother. So before the uncle, we go to the brother. So if we have the brother and the uncle, the brother will take first. But we have the brother and the uncle and the son of hers from a different husband. She wants to get married now because her husband divorced her or her husband died. She wants to marry to somebody else. Who takes the priority as a wali? It calls differed. They said if the son, which is usually the case, he started to make a hassle and a problem for his mother to get married, because usually it's the case that Allah his mother to go marry somebody else, then the brother can take over and overrule, and he will be her wali. But he or she will not be having a wali if the father is there to take for example, the son of hers, or for example, to take the somebody else as her brother. No way, it's not allowed. Her son or the father there. Even if he's to be a person who does not pray, as long as he's Muslim. If he's not a Muslim, there's no wilayah for him. The question is now, is she's Christian? I mean, her parents are non-Muslims, so there is no wilayah upon her. If she had a brother who's a Muslim, yes, he will take over. She has no Muslim relatives, then the judge will be her. the one who's going to get her married will be her wali. So the judge, and this wilaya is not, can I just see Ali from behind you? Just like a look. And then just, actually I moved because that's why. And the judge actually, he is not, for example, to be khalas him. She could change him. If she saw that he is a problem maker, maybe they just got an eye on her. He wants to marry her. You understand me? And making it difficult for that man to marry her. She could choose another judge. And this judge is just for making sure that that man is what? Fit for her. That's the whole thing. It's not for him to be, if you want to fool me later on. He's not her relative or father. It's to make sure that that man is fit. We know that, I know for a fact that some people acted like a wali, and he took over and he married the girl. And he said bye-bye to that man who came to marry her. So that's not right. It's not correct. Now, Faddal ya Ahmed. They've got sister 11 there.
Barakallah fi Sheikh. We have two sisters from Aylesbury. One of them wants to know, must a woman reveal her physical and emotional defects to her suitor, the man she wants to marry?
A bit more about emotional defects. I don't understand that.
Does she have to reveal her defects, Sheikhi, to the man she's going to marry?
Okay, defects we would know. That's defects, for example, what? Bad habits and shouting and tempered. Okay. That bad temper, depending upon the environment, if she believes that the environment of hers had contributed to her bad temper, and she is believing that she will be fully understanding of her defect, and she will be fully going ahead to cure herself as soon as she gets from this, I call it quagmire, like a dump, swamp, or you call it like a stinky place because of the parents are not good, the father and mother is not good. Once she goes out and she fixes herself, she doesn't have to do that. But if she thinks, no, this is a habit of hers, and she's living in a good house, yet she's got badly tempered, then, but badly tempered, depending upon it, badly tempered is, basically some people are badly tempered because this person in front of them is provoking him. So I don't know how is, if I'm like, for example, now, and I started shouting, and I started snapping, it's, there snaps, it comes with something which is not acceptable. Yes, just expose it, just to tell the person. Other than that, no. No. Fadl. Sister 11, she's gone now.
Sister from Aylesbury, Sheikh, is asking about the dua, Bismillah, Allahumma jannibna shaytana wa jannib shaytana ma razaqtana. Can I say this instead of my husband?
No, both of them has to say that. Both of them. Both of them to say that. Okay, she cannot say it on behalf of her husband. Her husband is not a child, I think. That's a good one. But can we just keep priority for those people because they got bored and left here, Ahmed?
Please raise your hands. Faisal Ibrahim, go ahead.
People get bored. Fadal ya Faisal. Fadal ya Faisal. Oh, maybe I'm not letting them. Hang on. Yes, it's my fault.
Sorry, my fault, guys.
Yeah, go on.
Sheikh, real quick, this is a salah question. If we are in the congregation and we break our wudu, is it from the sunnah to cover our nose when we exit the wudu? Is it from the sunnah to cover our nose?
That's in the Jumu'ah, in the normal place, not with your wife. Okay, so if you are in the Jumu'ah, yeah, so that people can make you away because they understand. Because this is number one, people will cooperate with you to give you a way to go to the toilet. Number two, that people will know that you're not going because you don't like the khatib or you're not happy with the khutbah, because like a coup, but actually you are in need of toilet. It doesn't mean that you broke wind. It means you lost your wudu. So even if you slept, it's not because, so when you see somebody, oh, that's why the stinky smell coming here. It will be very embarrassing, but this is basically that you are in need of what? Wudu. Yeah.
So in the salah, no sheikh, just Jumu'ah, not in the salah?
No, the Jumu'ah. No.
Barakallah fiqh, Sheikh.
حياكم الله. يلا يا محمد علي.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله شيخنا.
سلام وبركاته.
شيخنا, a person wants to.
نعم تفضل.
Alhamdulillah, jazakallah. A person wants to divorce his wife, but the wife, but they're having already like a friction, and the brother doesn't know when she's getting clean, so he can issue the divorce. So he's asking, I mean, he has to remember the dates when she becomes clean, and how does that happen?
No. It's a must upon her to declare.
Okay.
It's a must upon her. She can't hide that. Yeah, she cannot hide that. She has to tell her husband, I'm clean now. No.
Okay. Jazakallah khair.
Otherwise it becomes divorce bid'i. طيب, can we just call it a night, please? Because when I did the prayer, it's going to be
جزاك الله خير.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.